That's what you drew eyes
I
up
drew
there.
eyes. Those aren't nipples.
That's what you're looking into?
Yeah.
The eyes. Almost like the frog.
Yeah.
You ready to do this?
Oh!
It's been wipe all the dust off. Because we're going to get back into this right now.
Right rickety now.
Wicked right now.
Give me a 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome to the Tory podcast show, episode 50.
Number 50, half a hundred.
Half a hundred.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten to 50.
50.
Yes.
50, as my uncle would call it. Man, thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate that. We also are celebrating, not just because we reached episode 50, we also reached 1,000 likes on our Facebook page today. So thank you all for liking and subscribing to our fan page on Facebook. We really appreciate that. We really appreciate you subscribing and listening to our podcast. And we look forward to bringing you awesome episodes in the future and content online.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment that I just want to toot a few more seconds here. You know, 1,000 Facebook likes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a solid thing.
Real solid thing.
You should tell your parents about it.
Sometimes, just because we're busy and we're in the entertainment industry, we don't always get a chance to record as often as we may like, but we always post different articles and cool things in which you can look at online.
Yeah.
So definitely go and like us on Facebook if you haven't already. The Cord and Tory, God, I keep on saying Tory. The Cord and Tory podcast show on Facebook, like our page, and you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Cord and Tory Show.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, well, like Tory said, there's a ton of we update the Facebook thing pretty freaking regularly.
Yeah.
I have a ton of email like newsletters that I'm on that I, as soon as I get like awesome juicy news that I'm
always scouring the web for different cool things.
Like it happened today. I went to post something and then I looked and you had beat me to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I was like, freaking.
Yeah. Sometimes we do that, and I do that with you as well.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Probably
We're on the
happens
same page.
more for you.
Not so much.
Probably.
Not so much.
Since it's episode 50 and we've been a little on a small hiatus lately, we have a ton of things to get through.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get to them.
Get to him.
All right, Charlie.
Get to the chopper. If
Yes.
you can see his shirt. Get to the chopper.
I'm wearing a fantastic Predator shirt.
Yeah.
As Arnold's face just screaming.
Get to the chopper.
Yes.
Did you see that he was recently chased by an elephant while on safari? I just saw that article today. It wasn't really entertainment worthy, so that's why I didn't share it on our page. But maybe I will, because Arnold being chased by an elephant.
Did he turn around and like beat it to death or something?
No. I don't know what he did because I haven't looked at it, but I probably will.
That would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that topic exactly.
Yes.
Very similar to elephants. Big news dropped a couple days ago that Rogue One, the Star Wars story that is coming out this December, is going in for reshoots.
Yeah.
And all of these people are like hitting the panic button.
Because when a movie goes into reshoots, that's not typically a good sign. Saying it's usually saying something went wrong in the production process, or the studio sees something different in which they want to go ahead and shoot, or the overall feel of the movie wasn't what they were expecting, something like that.
Those are perfectly good reasons and like usual reasons why movies go. Did the Final Girls have reshoots? Do you know?
We had an alternate ending, which people can see on our DVD extras. They had an original ending, and they had reshoots to shoot a new alternate ending.
Gotcha. Well, for the Rogue One, basically sources close to basically what happened was
they were like, let's address the elephant in the room, since you were saying this is related to elephants. I was waiting for that. Let's address the elephant in the room here, okay, guys?
Let's re-record everything now. Basically, they showed the movie to the big wigs at Disney, and I heard one complaint. And then I also heard like a more practical reason for the reshoots. The complaint was the tone of the movie isn't matching, isn't
tonally matching the classic feel of the original Star Wars, right?
Right. So but how I understand that is, like this movie's gonna be a different movie. You can't match that tone exactly. But what's really important here, that what I found out through these articles too, is Rogue One is the ending of it is gonna be like literally 10 minutes before Princess Leia puts the Death Star plans on R2.
Oh, really?
Like, there's going to be literally a 10-minute gap between movies.
That's interesting. That's kind of cool.
So I think with that in mind, like, they're looking at this big first cut of the movie, and they're like, oh, gosh, it's maybe too serious. I think dark, serious, those words have come up. But the second point for the reshoots, which I think is more exciting and something to get excited about opposed to, panic over, is the fact that they probably want to incorporate the new Han Solo into the movie.
I'm sure, yeah.
They probably have figured out a scene where he can fit in that he'll probably lighten up things too.
Right.
Kill two birds with one stone. But they want to get him in there so audiences can get excited about the Han Solo spinoff.
Right. Now, question, because thinking about the timeline of these new, these aren't really spin-offs. These are, what do you call them?
They're calling them a Star Wars story.
Okay.
That's their,
sure. Well,
they were once called anthology films. But
yes, that's the word I was looking for, which they're no longer
really
referred to as that. Yeah. But these new Star Wars movies, timeline speaking, if this Rogue One ends 10 minutes before Leia puts the plans in R2-D2, with the Han Solo movie, it doesn't really fit between that. It's kind of a lateral movie, so it's along the same, I'm presuming, along the same time in which Rogue One exists, right? Because if you're looking at like on a line, it would be first would be Rogue One, and then would be A New Hope, right?
Yes.
At
that moment in time.
Sequential order.
Correct.
But if you're going to have the Han Solo movie, presumably, we don't really know too many details about it, but it would share the same space as Rogue One, and then move on to New Hope 2.
Yeah, it would fall in that area somewhere time-wise. And look, what we're not thinking about is the fact that Lawrence Kasdan and his son are writing the Han Solo movie, and they're writing it. They could be like several drafts in it already.
Sure,
so they probably already know what the Han Solo story's gonna play with. So they're probably doing this Han Solo scene to like maybe be a ultra setup to like a big joke or a big sequence in that movie.
Yeah,
like
sure.
These things are gonna tie together a lot better than we think.
Right.
I just, those guys, they're gonna be up to this evil little plan that's awesome. Like, we're going to see it unfold in the next few movies.
Absolutely.
For sure. So I'd say don't get worried about the reshoots. Movies go through reshoots. This movie looks pretty dark for a Star Wars movie, and they probably want to tweak things. And look, they have 7 months to tweak things.
Yeah.
They got time.
They got time, guys. Settle down.
Simmer
down now.
Sit back down.
You guys too much. Anyway, speaking about casting news,
yes.
We have some new developments in the next James Bond,
Yes.
007 movies coming out, because we know Daniel Craig is retiring from the role of James Bond.
Right.
And so they're looking for a new guy, and exciting news to me at least, Tom Hiddleston is in advanced talks to become the new James Bond.
And exciting news to you because you love Tom Hiddleston.
I'm a fan of Tom Hiddleston.
I'm a fan as well. I loved him in Midnight in Paris.
Yep.
Loki. He's fantastic
as.
But what do you think? Somebody summed it up on Twitter, and I thought it was very well put. They said Tom Hiddleston is the most boring choice they could have made. And look, he is.
Okay, how so?
Because you have guys like Idris Elba.
Well, yeah, sure, obviously.
And then for a little while, it got a little hot. Agent Scully.
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, she was like,
she threw her hat into the
let
ring.
me be Bond. And I love that.
Yeah,
you know?
Why not?
Like it might be pushing the movie towards a direction that's a little more similar to, because there's women hitman movies and stuff. Salt and the one with Scarlett Johansson where she's weird. She has like this weird.
Mind
thing.
Let's not talk about that one. No one like that.
But like I thought those were interesting, and dude, to me the Bond movies are so boring.
Are they?
I just can't watch them. I just.
What's boring about it? Is it just the same formula with different people?
Yeah, well, that, and it's like I'm not a very what's it called? sequence guy. Like, I don't care
Okay.
about two helicopters slamming into each other and then James Bond like riding the debris down to save a whale or something.
So do you not like that type of genre of movie? Like, do you not like Mission Impossible movies?
No, like, I love the first Mission Impossible. I love it when there's like novelty there. When it's like, oh wow, we haven't seen this yet.
Right. Okay.
Like, they find a fresh take on it, and I feel
Right,
like
right, right.
Bond is so far away from a fresh take, especially with a guy like Tom Hiddleston.
Okay. Well, I see and I hear your point, but I feel like Tom Hiddleston, to me, is kind of like another Benedict Cumberbatch. And I feel like if Benedict Cumberbatch were in the role, people would be like, "Oh my God, Benedict Cumberbatch, let's see it." Blah 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 blah. I don't necessarily. I think Do you feel like that would be a boring choice as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would think that would be like a spoonful of boring.
Yeah, spoonful of boring.
That would. I don't see Tom or
Benedict Cumberbatch?
like rolling around on the ground with a gun. That's just.
It's hard to see, especially because we're used to Tom Hiddleston. Being a villain, like Loki, or he's had some other really interesting roles in The Night Manager and High Rise.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for him to be a hero, I like the opportunity that he's going to have, and I think he can be very charming in kind of a modern sense and not the classic sense.
Yeah.
I felt like Daniel Craig had the classic sense, not a modern take on.
But
Bond.
he had this nice edge to him, and I'm not a James Bond fanatic.
Yeah.
You're gonna really have to twist my arm to
Sure.
get me to go see these movies. So I don't, but in this day and age, like, you gotta be progressive. Even if you are the James Bond series.
Yeah.
So what? Do 2 movies with a girl. Like just try it.
Right, yeah. Why not?
People would go see it just to go see it.
Or Idris Elba. I think
Yeah.
that would be like. I think that's my number one candidate.
Yeah, I would. I like Agent Skull. What's her name again?
Gillian Anderson.
Dana.
Yeah.
Dana Skull.
Dana
yeah,
Skull.
yeah. She was. Yeah, I'm up for anybody other than
the boring white guy
who they're going with. Probably
a boring
yeah.
British white guy. Basically.
Other casting news. Tory, tell us. Just read the headline. Just
Ready
read that.
Player One. T.J. Miller cast as internet troll in Steven Spielberg film.
Yes. So this movie is a
I
far.
have no idea what this is about.
Yeah,
Please enlighten me.
It's a jumbly sentence on top of a movie that no one knows yet. So this movie's coming out in like probably 2 years or something like that. But Spielberg is directing it. I just read the book a couple of weeks ago. Great book. T.J. Miller, who stars on Silicon Valley
Yep.
and in those, I think,
He was in Deadpool.
in Deadpool,
Yeah.
right? And those commercials where he's like a blob or something, and he's like, "I'm an odor, and you gotta clean me," right?
I'm not
That
familiar.
was pretty good. I just did that pretty well. I'm pretty
Sure,
happy with that.
for an original idea.
Anyway, so T.J. Miller was cast as the character IROC, I believe, in Ready Player One. Essentially, I think I've pitched this before on the show, but to warm you up to it, Ready Player One is a story about a kid who basically goes on a Willy Wonka treasure hunt search hunt
Okay.
in a completely virtual world that everyone basically lives in the future. And without giving too much away, he obviously like progresses very fast on the treasure hunt.
Okay.
And T.J. Miller, the IROC character, is kind of a douchebag character in the movie, which he's gonna play great. Like he's he's
can
great
pull
at
off
that.
douchebag.
Yeah.
He
In a
can
great
pull off-
way. In a great
yeah.
way, though. I love T.J. Miller, and he's awesome in Silicon Valley. So it's a good casting. It should be cool.
Fair enough. Well, I know nothing about it. And I'm excited
Nothing to add.
to find out more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on.
Moving on.
This just broke today.
Yeah.
The movie The Flash, not the TV show, which I love. If you didn't see the series, the season finale, season 2, oh my God, it's pretty good.
How was the Kevin Smith episode?
Oh, fantastic. That was the best episode of the entire series.
Yeah.
Up to 2 seasons. And I don't think it's too... It definitely has something to do with Kevin Smith, but the writers really outdid themselves.
Yeah,
and the cast, really, it was so simple and sweet and relatable.
Oh.
And it was so grounded and down to earth, even though it had a kind of an out there premise. You still felt the connection to that the characters had between themselves, and that you have from the audience perspective with the characters. Love that show. I think it's highly underrated, especially season 2. It got so good.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, the DC film The Flash, starring Ezra Miller, now has its new director. And I know you just wanted me to talk about this topic, so I would butcher the director's name, and you wouldn't.
Exactly.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his first name is Rick. And his,
Please try.
I'm not even going to. I'm not
Come
even
on,
going
no,
to.
you gotta try.
I don't know
You
how
gotta
to
try.
I don't
Just
know
start-
how to
just
click.
come on, sound it out.
Fam,
That was
you
so-
we.
I can't believe you just said that.
But Rick, and he directed the movie Dope, which, if you haven't seen, it's on Netflix. I posted this on my Instagram a couple months ago when I had a chance to check it out. I was thinking about going to see it in a theater, I just didn't get around to it, but I highly recommend it. It's such a good
What's
good
the
movie.
pitch? What is the movie Dope about?
These high school nerds accidentally get involved in a drug ring and have to cleverly figure out how to get out of it.
Great. And it was filmed in Inglewood.
Yeah, it's like locally here in Inglewood. You can see a whole bunch of different landmarks like Randy's Donuts
Yeah.
and
The 405
the 405,
backed up.
everything. So it's a really, really good movie. So I highly recommend that. And I love that movie. So I'm excited to see what this guy. And it was, it's kind of it was more towards the comedic side, that movie. Definitely had some drama in it too.
Oh, really? So it's
Dope, yeah,
comedic.
it's definitely comedic.
That's interesting.
It's definitely comedic.
Man,
because it's
I
like these are high school nerds who are in this situation in which they are accidentally placed in,
Yeah.
and have they had to figure out how to get out of it. It's good.
Hold on. It's amazing how Batman versus Superman was criticized heavily for not being funny, not being light, being too dark. And I swear that's all I'm hearing about when it comes to reshoots, or now it's like casting, or director choices. This Rick guy, lighter-hearted, dope director. Rogue One reshoots, Suicide Squad reshoots
Yep.
to make it funnier. Like all these studios,
That's a trend.
To be honest, the superhero movies are actually underperforming a little bit thus far, and
Except for Deadpool.
they're still right, and Deadpool's the great example where that's nothing but laughs.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's what
yeah.
audiences, I guess, wanted to see this year. You could argue, but it's interesting how that they selected that guy probably because of so many jokes and Dope.
Possibly. But anyway, I love Dope, and I'm excited to see what he does with Ezra Miller and the Flash movie. That's
Tory's
coming
gonna
out
figure
soon.
out how to pronounce that name for us.
I'm not. I'm done trying.
Speaking of the DC universe,
and Batman vs Superman,
a mega trailer dropped. The
Yeah.
biggest trailer I've ever seen for a DVD release.
yeah, really.
Am I wrong?
No, because
Am I
the
wrong?
only recut trailer with tons of extra footage that wasn't included in the original
a
movie.
trailer to a movie that we both saw that we don't recognize. Oh my gosh, what was that? What was this movie, Tory?
Batman vs Superman,
Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice,
And it's called the Ultimate Edition.
yeah, the Ultimate Edition,
The
which
trailer.
includes 30 additional minutes of never seen before footage, meaning footage that was not in the theatrical release of the movie. Also, it's rated R. So that it's rated R for more violence that was originally cut out to make the movie PG-13.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little more violent,
yeah.
and it's also going to have what is her name?
Jena Malone.
Jena Malone.
Jena Malone's in the trailer.
Is in the
and
trailer, so we get to figure out what character she actually played in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. And tonally, and the new trailer that just dropped, we posted a link earlier on Facebook and Twitter. It mentions a lot more about gods. So
Yes.
the feeling is it might have either allude to or have footage of another god from the world Apocalypse. So I don't know what character that is or what it could be.
That's your theory, or did you read that?
I read that
Okay.
online on comicbook.com.
Yeah.
Actually.
I don't know about you, Tory, but honestly, nothing can make this movie better.
Okay.
More footage, more violence, less different cut. Maybe unless there was more The Flash in it, to be honest.
Sure.
Like, this movie is not going to redeem itself.
Uh-huh.
I just hope it's not oozingly unbearable to watch this
Right.
Ultimate Edition.
Do you want to watch it?
I do want to watch.
Okay.
I do want to,
Okay.
but
Why?
Because
Is it just the curiosity? Curiosity killed a cat. Curiosity killed a cat.
It's a little bit of curiosity. I like, the director has his best intentions in a director's cut,
Sure, yeah.
And sometimes there's gems there, but ultimately it's like a story is a single story. Everything needs to serve that story.
Yeah.
It was cut because it was superfluous, It could be cut. That's why it was cut.
Well, also, in this scenario, it was cut. Some of it was cut because it made the movie rated a different rating.
Yeah, right. But I don't need violence to just
not
because
arguing. Again, perfect example is Deadpool.
Unless Batman grabs Superman's balls, and then punches him in the gut and says, "Martha," like that, and then spits in his mouth.
Yeah,
or something.
I'm sure that happened, Cord. I'm sure that happened.
That would redeem. That would give me a few points more towards liking it.
Anyway, it's 30 minutes worth of material, and that's if you sit down and just do nothing. For 30 minutes is a long time. If you're in a movie theater,
exactly the same.
You can. I've often walked out of movies saying, you know what, they could have easily cut out half an hour of that.
Sure.
So I'm very interested, and I'm sure it's not 30 minutes all in the same chunk. It's going to be from here and there throughout the movie.
Right.
So I'm really interested to see what else they put in it. And again, I didn't have high expectations for the movie in the first place.
Yeah.
And I knew they're kind of cramming 2 movies into one before seeing this movie, knowing the origin of the Dark Knight Returns and setting up for the Justice League. So it's still I liked it more than I didn't like the movie. So I'm okay with it. Again, not God's greatest gift to Earth or movies by any means, but I'm excited to see what 30 more minutes of content and where it fits in the movie. If that changes my opinion of the movie, if it makes me like it more, if it makes me like it less, I'm really excited to see 30 more minutes of footage.
Hey, look,
for better or worse.
Hopefully it's 30 more minutes of information to the universe that they're building, which will be great. Jena Malone. Don't we know who Jena Malone is? Didn't we hear rumors about who she was playing?
Rumors, but nothing's confirmed.
But who is it? Is it Batgirl?
I think it might have. Yeah, I think it was Barbara Gordon. I think it was. I think it was Barbara Gordon.
Oh, really? So that's.
It was Batgirl. Yeah.
But James Gordon's daughter.
Jim Gordon. Yeah, Jim.
Who's being played by what's his face? J. Jonah Jameson, played by oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's his real name?
J.
That was Spider-Man.
K.
Rawling.
Simmons.
Jeez. J.K.
Simmons. Yeah. So I think that's that was a rumor a while ago. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited.
See.
All right, moving on, guys. We got a few more topics to get to. This one's humongous, as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix. We keep on saying Netflix is a movie studio. It's having all these Adam Sandler content movies. It's making all these original television content with Marvel.
Wait, speaking of which, I am actually a little excited for the new Adam Sandler David Spade movie.
I love David Spade.
Did you see the trailer to it?
No, I haven't.
It's not a comedy. It's not like what they've been doing.
It's not just this slapstick, farcical stuff that we're used to seeing in Adam Sandler.
Well, the trailer seems very far away from
that. And who's the woman in that movie? The female lead?
This one coming, I don't know.
I noticed her. I recognize her.
I don't know what it's called, but it's interesting. Go watch the trailer, everyone. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
I haven't been interested in an Adam Sandler movie since
Happy Gilmore.
No, a little later. I think Big Daddy. Oh no, Mr. Deeds. Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I can't help but watch 50 First Dates every time it's on TV.
Sure. I've never seen that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so delightful.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, Netflix is, making names, and, it seems like once a month we're hearing the big news from Netflix. Yes. And it's not stopping either, because Netflix is becoming the official pay TV home for Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar productions. What does that mean, Cord?
Basically, it means your whole childhood is going to be on that little red app of yours called Netflix.
Yeah. So
every Star Wars,
every Star Wars,
Disney movie,
every Disney,
Pixar movie,
every Pixar,
and Lucasfilm owns Indiana Jones
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it sure does.
So like,
All your favorite movies from your childhood and from today are going to be streaming on Netflix now, starting in September.
it might be like 50 or 60 movies, but it's like every movie you could sit down and watch.
It's going to be overload. It's going to be awesome, I feel. But you're going to have Indiana Jones. You're going to have Star Wars. You're going to have all the new latest films from Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. You're going to have your favorite Disney classics like The Little Mermaid, Jumanji, Finding Nemo from Pixar, and Toy Story. All your favorite films in one place. I think that's going to be amazing. But it comes at a steep price. They are going to be paying hundreds, ladies and gentlemen, hundreds of millions of dollars per year.
Yes.
Now, do you think they're going to make all that money back just by getting new subscribers? Because that's the only way that Netflix makes money, because they don't have commercials. They're commercial free, which I love, and I hope that they don't hear me and say, oh, maybe we can charge people and they'll still pay for it. But the only way they make money, correct me if I'm mistaken, is from subscribers, right?
Yep, that's the only way that their subscription model service.
So, do you think they're going to make enough money to at least get in the black from paying out hundreds of millions of dollars per year?
They would not spend this much money without doing a ton of research, and they're either like, they either have this money to spend, or they're going after a certain demo, saying, hey, kids and young adults, yada yada yada, or kids, people with children, like they're not watching enough Netflix. Here's just awesomeness. Here's their slice of pie, and they're gonna be just fine. They wouldn't pull the trigger on this deal.
And to follow up on that, I think they might actually be stealing business away from other online streaming.
That's a better point. That's a great point, because it's like, you would maybe they're overspending for this deal, but they're taking it away from their competitors.
Yeah, like Hulu. Yeah, and or Amazon Prime
or Time Warner. They're like they're
Stars and HBO and regular TV.
They're beating the cable companies down when they're already on the ground, which is what they should be. Cables.
You might say that Netflix is jumping the gun, but they might end up winning the race and being their competition. And let's say that one of their competitors, Hulu or Stars or whatever, streams the latest, first run of pay at home movies. If they go belly up, Netflix might buy them and not only take all their customers but also all their content. So if you want to see content that's not available on Netflix and is available on Hulu, let's say, it will now be owned, or it might be owned in the future by Netflix as well.
Yeah, Netflix is just, this is another move that says, we're the king.
I mean, they really are.
Yeah, we're creating culture here.
I need to look it up. Who are the founders of Netflix?
I don't know. But what I would love to know is like, how much money are they playing with here? Like, they must have these investors that are just like, fire away.
I mean, just ridiculously deep pocketbooks.
Oh, you know what? I read an awesome stat. I'm going to regurgitate it. I'm going to butcher it. So Hulu has, I think, 9 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Okay. Netflix has, I think, 60 million subscribers. So 60 million times $5 subscriptions. What are they?
It's like $7.99, $8 a month.
So like,
and that's just for streaming.
So check it out. 60 million subscribers in the U.S. That's how many people in the U.S.? 600 million, 700 million. Like, they're trying to get more and more people. That's whatever.
Times $8 equals $480 million.
So $500 million in subscriptions every year.
That's just for their streaming, not including their DVD.
Oh,
remember, because they still have that. Yeah, I think it's the same price, and if you get the bundle of streaming and hard, physical DVDs, I think it's like $14 or $15 a month, and they give you like a $1 or $2 discount.
Yeah, I don't know who owns DVDs anymore, but DVD players.
I mean, you can still watch them on your computer or your gaming console.
This computer doesn't have a CD-ROM drive.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They
it
don't
is.
make like.
Well, my PS4 and anyone who has an Xbox One,
that's true.
They
that's
can. True. There are ways, but that's still crazy.
That's still crazy.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, so starting in September, we're gonna have all that stuff on our fingertips.
Yep. So go and subscribe to Netflix right now before they jack up the prices.
Yes.
Because I think you get grandfathered in for a certain amount of time at least.
Yeah. When they jack up the price,
but I'm fairly sure that you may see an increase in Netflix prices fairly soon.
So those big franchises are, already established and they're so valuable.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers basically has, correct me if I'm wrong, they have just one big franchise that they're putting at the moment, they're putting all their chips into the DC
as of right
franchise.
now?
Yeah. Do they own Legendary? No, they used
not anymore.
to. Yeah,
no. But I mean, Harry Potter was Warner Brothers.
Oh, yes.
But that's
that
kind
could
of
come
gone.
back.
But yeah, it could come back with these new.
With those new books.
Yeah.
But Tory, tell us about the big news this past week is Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, and so this is our big topic of the show, guys. There are 2 movies that have not even come out yet that are already planning multiple sequels. And I think that's astonishing to me because they people might be able to say, oh yeah, I could see this having a spin-off, or I'm planning for this movie if it does well at the box office to have a trilogy. But these 2 movies are planning more than a sequel, more than just a trilogy, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
But hey, more power to him if they can do it, especially with the Suicide Squad. Now, the Suicide Squad is already anticipated to be a much better movie than Dawn of Justice, Batman vs. Superman was. There are so many iconic characters from the rogue gallery of some of your favorite DC heroes like The Flash, Batman, Arrow, Green Arrow, and consisting of, these villains are Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, Enchantress, so on and so forth. Warner Brothers is considering having multiple Suicide Squad spin-offs. For sure, they're already planning on a Harley Quinn spin-off starring Margot Robbie.
Yep.
Now, I'm a fan of Margot Robbie. I like that idea. I think the character Harley Quinn this is actually going to be the first feature film that she's debuted in, because Harley Quinn wasn't an original character. Harley Quinn, do you know the story, the origin of Harley Quinn, where she first came in? She was first portrayed in the Batman the Animated Series cartoon from when we were kids.
That was her first appearance.
That was her first appearance in
How about in comic books?
No, that was her first appearance.
Oh, they created her for that.
They created her specifically for the show.
Okay.
And so this is going to be her first feature film debut, because she wasn't in any of the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
And she's already gotten a lot of praise for her work, and she definitely stands out in the Suicide Squad trailer so far. So I think there's a lot of excitement around her and her character.
Yeah, I would say there's plenty.
Now, I think there are multiple characters from the Suicide Squad that I would love to see spin-off movies, or I'm not sure if it might be an origin story, but I would love to see spin-off movies, and especially if Batman is incorporated in all of them, which could be, or the other characters like the Flash or the Green Arrow. Wouldn't that be cool if, let's say, Captain Boomerang, which is one of the Flash's villains, what if Ezra Miller had a cameo in that movie?
That would be kind of neat to do.
You're pre-planning all this. Now, Captain Boomerang is, he has a bunch of boomerangs, and that's his main weapon. A bunch of boomerangs that have different abilities. Like one might explode, one might be a rope that ties you up around your arm, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But the studio is really excited about Captain Boomerang and the actor that's playing him. So that's definitely an option that Warner Brothers is considering right now. And clearly, they're excited about Jared Leto because he's one of the hot movie stars nowadays. And there are a lot of, I think regarding fans, it's real hit or miss, at least regarding his appearance. But I'm excited to see what he does with the character. And they're excited to see how the audience responds to Jared Leto. And he already said that he's up for playing Joker more, especially in a spin-off movie. So those are 3 potential spin-off movies right there, but you still have more characters from the Suicide Squad to have a solo movie.
You know what they're trying to do, in essence?
What's that?
They're trying to find their Wolverine.
Sure.
When X-Men came out, everyone loved Logan.
Uh-huh.
the fan favorite and everything, which is sort of he's always a fan favorite.
He's always a fan favorite.
But like when they took the chance on making a movie of just him, I think the first one was god awful, right?
The first one's pretty good.
First one,
With the exception of Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds.
No, that movie was terrible.
Did you see the second one?
The second movie?
The second
the
Wolverine
second movie was great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see the second movie. I liked the first movie. I thought it was okay.
Oh, you need to rewatch that.
Then go back and watch the second movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen the second one.
God, sorry, that's neither here nor there. But it made money. They doubled down again, made a second movie that made money. Like they're having, you can have another franchise if you're, if Deadshot was popular enough, if Margot
Robbie.
I think Robbie. Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Not gonna get into it.
So you just mentioned Deadshot. He's another potential character that can spin off. I like the idea of Killer Croc, especially if it's incorporated with Batman or other villains.
I like your idea of have movies where it's the Flash versus the Croc. Where it's like a weird versus.
Absolutely,
that's kind of because I don't think you can have a Joker movie without Batman.
I don't think you can. It's impossible to. Because Batman's in the Suicide Squad, and he's already shown riding on top of Joker's vehicle.
Yeah, but and you can't have a movie where Joker is the kind of star without him going up against Bruce Wayne.
Because you know what? Also, Joker he will never be the protagonist. Never will he be the protagonist in any movie.
Right.
If they're planning that, you're doing it wrong.
Unless it is his origin story, Because it's a very mysterious. No one knows, right? He doesn't really have an origin story.
He doesn't really have one. There were not an official one. There have been talk and excerpts. We don't really know who Joker really is.
Right.
We presume that he's always been a criminal, whether it was petty theft to home invasion, robbery, and murder.
Yeah.
We don't know, but he was always, we presume, on the wrong side of the law.
Sure.
But I just don't feel that he can ever be a protagonist.
Yeah.
I don't feel that. Anyway, of all the other characters in the Justice League movies, let us know who else you would like to see have their own spin-off movie. I'm thinking, I like the idea of Boomerang and having the Flash incorporated in that movie. Potentially Deadshot starring Will Smith, and maybe in the Enchantress movie too.
Yeah. I would like the Flash versus the Joker or something.
Well, he would kill the Flash. He would just kill him. He would just kill him.
Shoot him.
Yeah, he'd just shoot him. Bang! Ha ha ha! Where's Batman?
Not so fast.
I don't
now.
really think that you can cross. I don't really think that you can cross superheroes with other superheroes villains. Like you can't have Joker versus Flash, and you can't have Captain Boomerang versus Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think. Going back to the original comics, certain villains were incorporated for certain characters specifically.
Yeah.
Granted,
you're right.
I saw this article about Kingpin, and I posted this video about why America loves Spider-Man and why they can relate with him so much. Kingpin is more of when Spider-Man was first created, I think Kingpin was one of the original villains for Spider-Man because he was just a boy figuring out his powers. Mm-hmm. He wasn't really a super grand hero. There's no mention of Spider-Man ever being a part of the Avengers. Right. He was just this high school kid who was nerdy and got these powers. And he's originally started with petty crime and purse jackers and stuff like that. And that's what a Kingpin is. Wilson Fisk. He's kind of a street criminal.
Right.
But when Spider-Man started getting these more superpower villains, for lack of a better term, he kind of went over to a more street. He became the villain of a more street hero, i.e., Daredevil. You know what I mean? So certain villains can cross and switch over to certain superheroes, but I think the majority are made specifically for their main nemesis and their main superhero.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Yeah, the genetic makeup just isn't gonna clash. It doesn't flow.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless again it's like a mashup movie like the Avengers or Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Then yes,
we'll have to see what the audiences like the most, who they like the most.
All right.
One last franchise to talk about, budding franchise, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Tory and I's childhood favorite TV show, I guess.
Yeah, one of them.
Every Saturday morning, I think 9 a.m.
And
Maybe
then
10.
Yeah, and then they came on after school Monday through Friday for a while too.
Oh,
yeah, they
syndication?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What are we talking about?
Go Power Rangers! Dun, 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 dun. Go Power Rangers!
My son's ears have just perked up.
I know. Putty. Do you still do that with him?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Anyway, the Power Rangers movie is coming out. We've already seen some character photos. Elizabeth Banks has come out as Rita Repulsa.
Yep.
The cast of Power Rangers has been revealed. We already know that it's not going to be the original origin story from the TV series. So we know several topics about the upcoming Power Rangers movie. Mm-hmm. What we now know is that Saban and the studio think they can make 7 Power Rangers movies from this new one that's coming out, and I think that's to play it safe, ambitious, playing it not safe, freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know why you would even give numbers.
Like 7 different Power Rangers movies. Now, how would that even work, Cord? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought first. I was like, why would you even throw out
that high of a number?
Like, and Avatar did this too. It's like,
yeah,
stories really should come in these threes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Star Wars
I
did
agree.
it so well.
And you know what? We've been waiting what seems like 15 years for the next Avatar movie, and I'm already done with it.
Oh no!
Go back to
that
a different episode.
trailer. In 4DX, in your little 3D 4DX thing.
You know, a quick tangent. You know what movie I'm excited to see in 4DX? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I think that would be fantastic.
You know, that does look pretty good, doesn't it?
I really want to go see that in 4DX. You should join me.
That comes out this Friday.
It comes out this week, yeah. Anyway, the Power Rangers movie, the head of Saban in Lionsgate said, yeah, I can see 5 or 6 or 7 movies. And I'm like, how the heck can you do that? But there's an article on Nerdist, which we shared previously, that kind of breaks down how you might get to 7 movies, which I think, okay, I can see that. So for the, I'm gonna just read off of the website. Credit goes to Nerdist. For the core Power Rangers movies, let's assume that Lionsgate, like most of Hollywood, is still in love with the trilogy model. Okay, that's the first 3 right there. Maybe outdated in the era of cinematic movies, but there's almost always at least 3 films for a franchise. So there will probably be 3 movies with the rebooted Power Rangers cast being number 1, including the sequels that reintroduce the Green Ranger and Lord Zed.
So like spin-offs?
No, not spin-offs, sequels. So
that would be 4 and 5?
No. This would be 1, 2, and 3. The original Power Rangers movie, which we know has Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. The second one, potentially introducing Tommy as a Green Ranger, and potentially a third one introducing Lord Zed as a main villain. Or maybe Tommy and Lord Zed come in the same one.
So those are the first 3 movies.
Yeah, but let's say those are first 3 movies.
Yeah.
You know? Now, another fan favorite. Tommy was always the fan favorite, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But another fan favorite was Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. So there's potentially a solo Pink Ranger movie, which could be part of this series of 7 Power Rangers movies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, so that's up to 4. I think I missed one. But I don't know. I'm not familiar with these TV shows. I think these came from, I believe it's Japanese. Power Rangers is Japanese, isn't it? Chinese or Japanese. But another possibility for the Power Rangers films is a spin-off. In 1995, Saban attempted to bring Kamen Rider to America as Masked Rider, which share the same universe with the Power Rangers TV series.
That's probably on Netflix.
Yeah, so that's 6 potential movies. For the 7th Power Rangers movie, it's likely that we see a reboot of the reboot with a fresh cast and possibly new characters taking over from the core Power Rangers team. So that's how you could really stretch it out to get 7 movies.
Yeah.
That's, again, reaching and very, very ambitious of Lionsgate and Saban. But it's scary to think that movie studios are kind of planning to have that many series.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're Marvel with all these different characters and, you know, different storylines, I don't know how anyone could say that you're gonna. I'm planning for 7 different movies.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think a studio should just really say, yeah, we love this concept, we love this we want to make it into a franchise, and just leave it at that. Because as soon as you start promising or like alluding to like, you know, oh, it's going to be 5 movies or oh, it's going to be 10 movies, you really start to set expectations that that are not going to be met
Yeah.
to at least a chunk of the audience.
And I feel like the quality of the movies takes an immediate backseat. You're just trying to stretch it out to get to this quota that was already set.
Yeah.
And the quality is just incredibly
that turns
diluted.
my stomach.
Yeah.
The idea of like, we should plan for 6, but we only have story for 4.
Yeah.
It's
Come on, guys.
Don't shove.
Especially with classic movies that we loved as children from our childhood. With a new generation of the millennials, leave the good stuff alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
You said it. You said it, my man. My man.
Man, all right. And I believe that concludes episode number 50 from the Cord and Tory podcast show.
50 in the can.
In the can. Cord, where can they find us online?
They can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Cord and Tory Show. Also on Facebook. Just type in the Cord and Tory podcast show. It's the one with more than 1,000 likes.
Boom. More than 1,000 likes.
Shazam.
Yes.
And where can they find the podcast, Tory?
They can find it on, not Instagram, iTunes.
Yes.
And SoundCloud.
And Stitcher and YouTube as well.
Yeah, and YouTube. So if you like streaming this to your console or,
if you gather your whole family in front of the TV and you want to watch us, that's cool.
There's that one guy that was in that movie and in all those commercials.
Oh, there's
that other guy who wrote a whole bunch of movies and directed a whole bunch of movies too.
I'm squishing them. We're gonna cut that part out.
We're gonna cut that part out.
Tory,
Frick it, we're going live.
Great for 50 episodes.
Thank you, sir.
True achievement.
Congratulations to you as well.
I know you wanted to quit a bunch of times. I didn't let you.
More than a few.
Yep.
More than a few.
Today was one.
I was contractually obligated.
If only we had paper.
Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Please share this podcast with your friends and your family. Get them tuning in so they can be up to date on all the latest movie and entertainment news. And we love you. Thank you very much. Check out all the links to everything we talked about in this episode on our Twitter and Facebook pages.
Yep.
And see you next time.
We love you.
Ciao, bella. I think that means goodbye in French.
I think Spanish.
Oh, maybe so.
Uh-huh.